Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we're gonna talk about Hawkeye episode 4. And I have to say it was a bit of a good episode. Again, I didn't love it too much, but I think it was doing a great job. So with that out of the way, let's get started. This episode started off right after the last one ended, and I feel like that worked pretty good. I really like the conversation with Kate's parents, or her mother and her stepfather. I really like that Jack thanks Clint for saving the world. I feel like that was a bit icing on the cake, and this is one of the moments that Jack seems like a good person, and that's why I like this moment really well. It really did a great job, the actors did a great job. I really like that. And if this is not a clear hint that Eleanor is a villain, then I don't know what is. She was actually threatening Clint without even showing it, or we the viewers can see it, but I don't think Clint realized it well, just thinking her as a concerned mother. But to us the viewers, it's clear that she's threatening him. And Clint also getting his sword back, which also helped this moment get better. I also like that after Clint leaves, Eleonora makes a phone call, and I feel like this again set up her as a villain, and I believe she may be working for Kingpin. And not gonna say that is confirmed, but don't forget that Casa is working for her, or is an employer of her. So the fact that she seems like a villain is more and more likely. Then we seen Clint talking to his wife. I forget what her name is, I'm sorry, but we see him talking to her, and that they find out that Jack is actually a villain. I didn't really think so. I don't think he's the main villain, but he is whitewashing money for the track food mafia, and that is declared that he is working with them. And I don't know how big that is, but again, I don't really care that much. I just want to see Clint go against Tim. I want to see Hawkeye versus Swordsman. We get another moment with Kate and her mother and her stepfather. Or he's not a stepfather yet, but she thinks that might happen. We know that probably won't happen. But again, this scene didn't work that well for me. I really like that Kate seems to start warming up to Jack. But again, I didn't think it worked that much. At least not so late. I may have appreciated this scene better if it was the last, if it was in episode 3, but it didn't, and I feel like now it's a bit too late. But again, I didn't like it that much. I can appreciate that Kate is starting to warm up to Jack, but again, now he's starting to be seen as a villain, and that is really working great. The show have made it clear that Jack is a villain for the day one, and they made it so obvious that we didn't really believe he was a villain. So that really is a great way to work. Then we see Kate show up at Clint's apartment, and they two starting. Clint confirms her that Jack is working with the traffic mafia, and they decide that they're gonna take him down and also have a good time. Ugly sweaters, Christmas movie, and this is actually cheering Clint up. It's a moment that really saw him start to be a bit more happy. Since Clint went off after Kate to help her deal with the trucks mafia, Clint haven't exactly looked that much happy about the whole situation. He seems more relaxed now, and that is something that I really appreciate. Clint also teaches her to flip a coin to turn on the TV or to knock people out with, which again she is shown to be great bonding between the two of them. Clint also tells her about Natasha, and that is when the real emotional show up. Clint was sent to kill Natasha, and he didn't take the shot. Like he says, the best shot he did was the shot he didn't take, and that really is great acting. You can see how much this bothers him. Not that he didn't kill her, but that fact that she's dead. And I really like this scene. It's the actor doing a great job. Well, both of them. And I also like that Clint confirmed to Kate that he was Roman during the blip. And even after that, Kate still believed in him. I just can't say how much I love this scene, because if I talk about this scene longer, I will end up talking about it throughout the rest of the video, and I don't want that. A bit later we see Clint readying himself to go to sleep, and then we see a lot of memory, one happy one, but mostly those who bother him. Clint as Ronan, Clint with his family, and Clint before, and Clint with when Natasha sacrificed herself. We can tell that this is bothering him, and now that he has went to sleep, I really like to see what more development will come from his character. Then we get a small scene with Clint and Kate talking about the bear. Clint sent Kate to get more trick arrows, and Clint goes to meet Cassie. Kate goes to get the trick arrow, makes a deal, and that is really much all about this scene, so I'm not gonna talk more about it. Then we get to see Clint's talk with Cassie. I really like this because Cassie is the only one that Clint could actually convince. I'm not sure if he have convinced him at all, but he's the best choice for it. And that Clint recognizes it is actually the best scenario. Trying to have Cassie talk to Maya in order to have her stop going after Ronan, claiming that Ronan is a ghost, and he also starts talking about their boss and how the boss doesn't like unwanted attention. So again, this is a really thing. I do believe Cassie agree with Clint that Maya is chasing a ghost. Of course, he doesn't know that Clint is Ronan, so again, it's a really perfect scenario. We see Clint returning to his apartment, and he getting his trick arrow, and they know where to go. I'm not gonna talk more about this. We see Clint and Kate arriving at the destination. Clint wants Kate to be at lookout, but Kate walks in and Clint gets angry at her ability to act like an adult. That again is just a bit of funny moment, which I really like. Kate just walk in, taking the elevator. I really like this scene. We see Kate entering the apartment, and she finds the watch they were looking for. The watch that contains the identity of certain members of the Avenger. And she also finds a note with Clint on it and his family. Clint realized that this is Maya's apartment. And I feel like this was a bit of a mistake in his part, on his character's part. Because why will you let Kate walk in there without verifying whose apartment it is? I really feel like that was sloppy of him, and he should have known better. Then it happened. Kate meet Maya in her apartment and they duke it off. And then Clint ended up fighting Alina, aka the new Black Widow. And know she's gonna be the new Black Widow. Oh, and both of them believe they fight Maya. Of course, Kate is fighting Maya, but Clint thought he was doing it as well. but of course she wasn't. And we all know that Elena was going to show up in the Hawkeye show, and seeing her now really is great. And the fight between the Hawkeyes and Maya and Black Widow, or Elena below, or I don't really sure how to pronounce it, but yes, Elena, it's a really great fight. I really like it. I feel like it's one of the better fights in this series, or at least so far in this series. Can't wait to see what more will happen. Kate gets knocked off of the end of the roof, and this is where we really see Clint and how much he cared for Kate. When he thought she was falling to her death, he rushed forward and tried to save her. But when he sees that he can fall without dying, he realizes that she's better off escaping. He tells her to leave, and then he cuts the rope and Kate falls to the street. Of course, she was going to make it, and he knew she would make it. There were other lights to catch her, and this is a really important moment for both Clint and Kate. It's a moment that really starts to show off the conflict between the two characters, and in every show there will always be a moment where the two main characters get in a bit of a conflict. We've seen it in Lucifer, Supernatural, in Criminal Minds, and a lots of other shows where the main character get in a bit of a conflict with each other, and that is what happened here. Elena and Maya escape, and here comes maybe the most emotional moment in the Hawkeye show. Clint tells Kate to go home, that they're not partners, and we really see how this scene bothering both the characters. As I said, every show has a moment where there become a conflict between its main characters, and this is that moment. In this moment, Clint and Kate are having that. Kate looks like she's ready to cry, and so are Clint. Clint really cares for Kate, and again there is some saying that you should never meet your hero. I believe that is what Kate really believes in now, that she should never have met Clint. Again, I really feel like this moment did a great job. The actors did this moment perfectly. Both characters seems ready to cry at any moment. I can't help to appreciate how much work both of them put into this. Of course, I can't say that from experience, but saying it from how this scene it look perfect to me. I really love it. I love both of the characters' reaction. I love the actors. They're really doing a great job with it. It's probably the best scene in the entire Hawkeye show, in my opinion. I don't think they can top this. I'm sorry, some of you probably want to say they can, but I'm really convinced that they can't top this. Clint telling Kate that she should go home, forget about it, they're not partners, and Kate trying to convince them that they are. Both characters seems ready to cry. This thing really bothering the both of them, and I can't help but love it. And that's it for this video. All in all, I think Hawkeye episode 4 was a great episode. But do you agree with me on that? And I also want to say, I still believe that King Team might get shown, but I don't think it will be shown before the end of the show in a post-credit scene. I'm sorry, but I don't think he's gonna have a really big role. I think it's just gonna be in a post-credit scene at the last episode. Or maybe a mid-credit scene, but either way, he's not gonna show up in the show in any other episode unless in a post or mid-credit scene. Some of you may have wanted to see him as a villain at the end of the show, but that will probably not happen until the Echo Show. So with that out of the way, tell me, did you guys like this show? Did you like this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.